Hello. I can see that it went live, so I just wanted to say welcome to the stream. I'm more used to the YouTube platform, but I decided that I would try something new because I'm not really in it for I guess, for the fame at the moment. I'm in it just to have motivation to work on my game. So that is the goal for today. But I'll give a little background. I know probably not too many people are watching immediately just because it's hard to get people to watch if you don't have a following base already. But basically, this is a game that I've been working on for a very long time. I think close to 2 or 3 years now. And the premise is that it is a adventure game. So you have this little character here, and you're moving around. Everything is animated in Microsoft Paint, and that is a personal choice by the developer. I wanted to just kind of keep everything simple, but also be able to do what I want with it. And so MS Paint really was my go-to medium. Um, I've been working on this a lot. I guess to start out, I'll show some of the features, and in order to do that, I'll probably have to go run around a bit. So I'm in a debug mode right now, so I'm starting the game off kind of just at the end of where I've developed so far. But I think the goal for today is going to be to add a little bit more artwork over in the new region over there that you just saw. But yeah, so this game is fairly simple, but it is going to grow rather complex over time. So the plan is to have basically anything that you'd want to do. I don't know that I'd go that far, but it's the idea is to just let feature creep go crazy. So right now there's you can fish. The game's running a little bit slow just because I'm streaming, but yeah. So you can fish. You can also put the fishing rod in your attack position, and you can attack things with it. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. It usually doesn't run this slow when I'm. Oh, so the minute you get inside, it runs quicker. But yeah, the idea here is that um, there's a lot of stuff to do. Actually, if you really want to see more details about what's going on with the game, you could check out my YouTube channel. I have it's the same username, Jono Explains Things, and I have a couple streams that I've done over there on YouTube. But like I said, I feel like Twitch is a little bit better in the community sense. That it allows people who want to see your content to find you, and that's something that is a little less. It's a little less of the focus over on YouTube, where there's one, so much content, and two, not really focused on streaming. Um, so with Twitch, I'm hoping that while I'm live, I can get some new people viewing the stream just to get a few things. It's a lot easier to do development when I've got somebody to talk to. I'll say that. So um, I'm just gonna let it sit there and see if we catch a fish, I guess. But I am gonna get into the game development. So if you are here in the stream, feel free to say hi in the chat. I have no restrictions on the chat, so you should be able to talk right away. But if you do like what you see here, feel free to give a follow, just so you can keep updated on when I'm streaming next. I do like the idea of streaming here on Twitch. I think that it bodes to a better community than on YouTube, and ever since the adpocalypse, I'm not earning money on YouTube anymore, so might as well try out some change. So, like I said, we are going to try to do some artwork on the new section of the map. So that is this section over here. where there is this circular part in the path. So we are going to use that new area, and we're going to try to add some different things to the map. Now you will see that there was a building over here, and that's not currently on the map. That's something I have to update, but since I'm planning to add some extra things aesthetically to that region, I didn't want to do things early. If I'm about to put out an update, I'll probably put everything on the map at that point. But assuming that I'm still going to be putting other things on the map, I don't want to make the map tile beforehand. What you'll find watching my stream is that I am rather I'm all self-taught with my programming, so I know what I'm doing, but other people probably would grit their teeth watching me watching me do it. So just keep that in mind. But we're gonna let me put it back to just regular so you guys can watch and see if I catch a fish. And feel free to let me know in the chat if there's a fish on the line, although I'll probably get to it too late. So let me pull up the code and let me see where I want to start. So one thing I was thinking about doing is making a little fountain, and that should be fairly easy. It should just be a bunch of concentric circles with a little bit of patterning and maybe some animation. And so that might be a nice place to just kind of get into a groove and keep working on that. So let me get the paint up, and then I'm gonna have to, oh nope, paint.net is already down. I have paint.net up for various purposes. One of the reasons is that you can't delete the background in Paint, but you can in paint.net. So I usually do all my work in Paint just because I like the interface a little bit better. It's very simplistic, and I can easily edit each little pixel without it adjusting pixels next to it. And then I bring it to paint.net solely for the purpose of removing the background. Oh, there's a fish on the line. I can see that, so let me go catch that. Hopefully this isn't too big of a fish, but there is, I believe, still a glitch that if you catch a fish that's size 6, it breaks the game, because that doesn't exist. So, but the fact that the game's running a bit slow while streaming is also causing some problems in catching this fish, but we're getting there. And it doesn't seem to be able to bite the line very easily, so that's good. I'm wondering what this fish is. I do plan on adding some more fish to the game in the future, but for right now, I think the small amount of species we have in the game is sufficient. Now this fish is really fighting me. I don't know what's going on here, but you can see it's moving towards you. That's another little glitch I probably need to fix eventually, is that the line doesn't move with the fish. There we go. That is a big snook. I don't think it's the largest. I think it's like the second largest. That would make it a size 4, I believe. But now we got this fish. We could actually go beat things up with the fish. I think that's a good idea. Let's go do that. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of things, let's go beat up some cows with a fish, because I'm sure that's something everybody wants to watch. Just trying to make sure everything's going well on the live stream side. It looks like it's going fairly smoothly. Let me know if there's any audio problems, visual problems, emotional problems, just anything. I like to get some feedback on the stream just so it's easy to tell whether I have any problems when it comes around to that. So let me go back to this, and we're running up to the cows. Now this is going to take a little bit of time, but I guess it can... ooh, there's actually a big fish. That one might crash my game. Let's try it out. So I got it in there. I just gotta go cast it. That was an awful cast. Okay, so this fish is still eating stuff. That's not good. It's getting more and more likely that it'll crash my game. That is a good cast, but it might be too good. Looks like it is so. That is too little. This is a quality stream right here. But you know, it's some live bug testing, I guess. Um, but here we go. Looks like Belgium was able to beat good old England. I guess I kind of expected that. That's a good cast. I'm just going to let it sit. I kind of expect that. I don't think England is a better team than Belgium, but Mr. Harry Kane was pretty impressive when. Ooh, yeah, there you go. That's a size 5 snook. Um, okay, so we can do some damage with that puppy. It's not a puppy though; it's a fish. So yeah, there you go. That's the size comparison. Um, Actually, I can put the other fish in my main slot and then the big fish in my attack slot, so then you can see the size comparison. As I switch between attack mode and use mode. I'm trying to make sure the stream is popped out correctly. Pop out. Okay, maybe that's not working. But I should have the stream chat available. So I'm gonna say hello, and I accidentally put an apostrophe, but you know it's fine. So we're gonna have the guy or person or character. Ooh, that's something to note. Oh, that's why it was running so slow. Okay, so I left it running, and I was next to a body of water. So the body of water just spawned a bunch of fish, and then the game was running slow. But now it's running fine. Because I'm away from that body of water. You can see I'm hitting an 8 no matter what with this thing. This is actually the most powerful weapon in the game right now, is just a big old fish. But yeah, oh, hit a 9. Got that level 2. Did I just hit a 10? I think I did, because that cow just disappeared. There we go, there's a 1 hit. Level 3, we're getting some easier 1 hits. For those of you who aren't up to date on the progress of the game, I was having a lot of trouble with the cow spawning, but as you can see they are spawning back in a normal fashion, not crazily. But in a slow enough rate that you can't get really super overpowered just from spamming cows. And also, obviously, there's scaling to the leveling system. But if you can see, it's nice because you have your levels here, and you can see the progress and everything. So I'm pretty happy with how these look. I've always enjoyed how that came out. But what achievements do we have? We got 5 of them. Went for a swim, left that old guy. Yeah, that's what I expected us to have. Got that big fish. The big fish achievement isn't easy to get. It's hard to find them. I guess you can do what I did and just stick around in that area for a while until one eats a bunch of stuff. But it's not always completely possible. If everything was the same size in the entire waterway, then you would have a problem. But statistically, that's pretty difficult. And assuming that you keep going through and cleaning things up, occasionally catching fish, then it should make it pretty possible for you to catch the big one, as they say. And Tunisia beat Panama. That's interesting. It doesn't really matter. Sadly, they didn't really have anything to play for, but they got their pride. I think both of those were a surprise to me with the Saudi Arabia Egypt game where Egypt lost to Saudi Arabia. I think that was surprising. But I mean they're at the World Cup. I expect them to be decent teams. Okay, so where do we want to do this? We have to draw the pictures first. That's important. So if we open up in the paint window, we're gonna go open up just that area and get some perspective on things. So if we open up 2.2, this is the area. There's no water on this picture just because that is taken care of by an object that has properties, but we are planning to put a fountain there. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually thinking I might draw it onto the picture and then copy it to its own picture just so I know the scaling is correct. Um, but for that, due to my lack of USB ports on my laptop, I have to switch out my mouse for my drawing tablet. And from this point on, I'll probably just stick to the drawing tablet unless I'm doing stuff strictly in the code. Would have been nice to have my pen over here, but now you can see. The last stream that I did, I had two screens running at the same time. And the problem with that is the drawing tablet doesn't accommodate for that. So it ends up just scaling itself down to part of the main screen and none of the big screen of the secondary screen. And then you can't use it at all because you just can't reach parts of the screen on the main screen. It's not even a situation where you could just switch the mouse in when you needed to do something on the other screen. Like you just can't even use the main screen at all either. So unless you like put it up in this corner over on the up in the top right corner of my main screen. So what I'm thinking, I try to use the base colors a lot, and I've been working in some other colors here and there. Actually, I haven't been using the base colors a lot. I've been using the base colors for a lot of the objects, for like the things that you can pick up and put in your inventory. But for a fountain, I want to get a little bit bluer gray. So we're going to go like that. We're going to get closer in, and then I'm going to grab a circle, and we're just going to do that, because we can edit that in the fancy way before we get to it. So the problem with MS Paint is I can't ever just have a perfect circle, because I can't like use the resize tool on this, but it's not too difficult to work with. I just kind of get it in the right area and then work with it from there. So Control Z, and then we're gonna paint bucket the rest of that. So there's your fountain. We're done. I'm joking. We're gonna get some water. I think we'll make it a little bit bluer, just so it stands out a bit more. And then I'm gonna get this right in here. We'll color that in. We'll go back to our gray. I might actually have to make this a grayer gray, because I think the blues are kind of playing with each other too much. I don't know if that's translating to the screen, to the stream so much, but I should make this smaller. There we go. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this with the animation, because I do want animation. So maybe I can try not to make this look phallic in any way, but that's always the big difficult problem. Maybe I can do some fancy stuff. So if I get in here, then I could do this. So what I'm planning to do here is just kind of make it look like there's some grooves, and then with the grooves I'm gonna make it have some depth to it, and then we'll animate on top of it. We'll get the coloration and stuff of the animation, um, so that everything looks nice together. So if I grab that and clean that up. Now this doesn't look perfect. There's a lot of things that could be better, especially when ooh, we're close. Alright, that looks pretty good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go for some middle colors. It's hard to drag the little selector on with the drawing tablet. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw in. I'm going to zoom in more. Can't zoom in much more. I'm at 700, but got that. I'm going to leave those ones that are just 1 pixel off to the side, because I'm going to get rid of them in a second when I go over it with the next color. So hopefully this will give some depth to it, and maybe people won't immediately understand what it is, but I think it will get the picture across. For some reason, I have no idea, I have the song This Little Light of Mine stuck in my head, and I've been tempted to start singing it a couple times, and there's literally nothing prompting it. I don't understand. Like, I haven't heard that song in probably years, but for some reason I just wanted to start singing it a couple seconds ago. But I digress. Let's keep going with this. So I think this is having the desired effect. The idea is that these are little channels that water will shoot out of. And we'll make the water that shoots out a bit darker than the water down there, so that it's visible, and then have maybe some splash animations as it drops down to the water below. Then like that. So I'm thinking I might also color in, that's going to take a while. I can do this. And the idea of this is it'll kind of draw your eye in towards the water a bit. Now this is going to look ugly until it's done, and then you'll be like, oh, I get it. Now that I'm thinking of it, I'm doing this backwards. So that's great. Let's see if it'll let me undo all the way. So close. Real close. There we go. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to do this, which will be a little bit easier. And then I'm gonna keep chipping away at it with the new colors until it looks relatively circular. But I'm trying to keep kind of the same radius here. There we go. Okay, so we'll go to the next color. We're going to start up here because I automatically see that that needs to be fixed. We're getting there. I think this is starting to look more fountain-esque. Got some nice shadows and stuff. And final color. I like the way I'm doing it out here because it kind of makes it look more like moving shadows, like something more natural, as opposed to the manufactured shadows inside, which it's the effect that I want on the inside because those are supposed to be like very specific channels that are cut out. But this could be something more like cobblestone, like, so that would give the effect that it's giving right now. Ooh, don't like that stroke. Gotta make sure I don't save this. It wouldn't be too hard to fix the damage, but like I said, I want to move this to its own little picture so that it can... that almost looks too good compared to the rest of the environment, but you know, that's me. I gotta... Alright, so I'm gonna select this freeform selection. Hold on, let me get this color as my back. We're gonna go freeform transparent. Ooh, not currently selecting. Wondering why it was doing that. So we got that. We're gonna cut it so it's gone. Where did it go? New. Don't save. Paste. We got it back. We're gonna color in the background like that. Not that it matters, I'm gonna get rid of it later, but we gotta select things. So there's a fancy way to do this. I don't think it works as well as I think it does. Ooh, I just got real lucky. God dang it. I need the mouse for this. So that's at 114. That's at 66. No, 108. 114, 108. Yeah, for some reason the drawing tablet, it's not an expensive one, so it tends to stop selecting before I'm ready. There we go. So that's the base fountain. So we're gonna call this one, save as, what am I gonna call this? It's in the fishing village, so I think we're good if I just say, what should I call it? Fountain. And then each subsequent one is gonna be fountain like 2, 3. Some we're gonna. I'll put a 1 there. It's unnecessary coding wise, but just for the thought of it. So this is the first picture in the animation. The next picture is gonna be a little bit of water coming out. To get the cycle. I might do an iterative thing because to get the cycle clean, I don't think there's ever gonna be, unless there's a longer period. I don't think there's ever gonna be a time where it's completely dormant. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So I gotta plug the drawing tablet back in. That's important. So rules to animating little GIFs for the game: don't save over the old ones. Always save a new one. So we're gonna save that as 2. Now we're saving it. Now we're working on the second one, so we're not in any trouble with that. Oh, it says there's 2 viewers right now. If anybody's watching and they have an account, feel free to say hello. I'd love to see who's watching. So we'll grab our blue color. We're gonna get a little bit darker. We're just gonna kind of, I'm selecting my second color. That's not good. So the way this is going to work is it's going to build up and it's going to flow out and then close up as it goes. So save as fountain 3. We're gonna try and make it not as pretty as it could be, just so it looks a little more random. Save file, save as fountain 4. Save file, save as fountain 5. Save file, save as fountain 6. Save file, save as. Fountain 7. Now there's a stupid thing that happens once you get to 9, which is the way that it counts. You basically have to make it 91 for the next one, because it counts it in alphabetical order, so that's always annoying. I probably could have just done A through Z, but it's a little bit weirder when it says Fontana, as opposed to Fountain 1. That makes more sense. So, save file, save as, Fountain 8. So as this gets bigger out here and creates, we're gonna get some lighter, kind of like foam. Thank you, Kinsley, for chatting. And yes, MS Paint forever. You can never have too much. Yeah, so the idea here is that there's going to be kind of like some foam spray as it lands into the water here. Let me clean that up a little bit more. And then we're gonna do that. And that is gonna be, ooh, I said it was gonna start to get weaker in the middle there. So save file, save as that. Yeah, there we go. Fountain 9. Okay, and then after this one, it's gonna get weird. I'm gonna have to start calling it Fountain 91, 92. So I'm gonna go ahead and make this bigger. Oh my gosh. And then these are gonna get bigger out here. Thank you, I agree. This is a quality fountain. Just wait until it's animated. I'm losing a little bit of the randomness there by drawing over it. I'm just gonna put some spray out around. Oh, I don't need that last one. That stuff's in the air. Okay, so we're gonna save that file. Save as. Now we go to 91. Save. Okay, so this is gonna get all the way up to here and start encroaching into there. Ooh. And then instead of it getting larger at, that's one thing dang it. All right, I'm gonna redo that. Oh, I guess I shouldn't need to. So let me save that. We're gonna zoom in on this one. I didn't put the little spray over on this side, so that's important. But the reason we don't need that is because it's just gonna be the same. It's gonna be different over here. So I'm gonna just get some randomness to the blobbiness. Everybody needs randomness in the blobbiness. My friends are texting me because I sent them a screenshot of. So I don't know how up to date people watching this would be on my YouTube channel, but I had a debate way back when between my two friends about the F-35 fighter jet. And one of the things, one of them was very pro F-35, strictly because the other was not. And so I just got a 5-paragraph essay commented on that video supporting one of their sides, and I sent that to them, so they are both jeering back and forth about somehow winning. But that is why there's some buzzing in the background. There we go. Yeah, one thing that's nice about Twitch is if you're following me, then it will actually send you a notification when I go live, assuming that you have that turned on, but it's a default turn on, so you'd have to have turned it off for that not to happen. But like I said, the benefit of that is I don't necessarily have to put out a message that I'm live to get the people that want to see it, because Twitch is pretty good about telling people about that stuff. YouTube, you can get it set up, but people have to turn notifications on, whereas it's just kind of default on Twitch, so that's always nice. So that is good for that one. And then we have to save as 92. So we're gonna encroach a bit more, probably a little bit more staggered as things get weird. And then we'll just repeat that process. So I'm gonna get rid of this. And we're gonna go back to that color. Just kind of randomly blob it in there. And get the foam. the spray. Save that file, save as 93. I think we're gonna make it so it does go to that dead state when it hits the new cycle. So we'll get it right to the edge. Oh, I want a little bit more on there. Repeat the process. I was surprised when I was going through Twitch that there wasn't actually a community I could stream to that was for MS Paint. I was a little hurt by that. Assumed that MS Paint would have a stronger following, but I guess that maybe that's more of a YouTube thing. But yeah, no, I've always had a soft spot in my heart for MS Paint. I remember maybe a year or two back, there was this claim that they were going to get rid of it, and they kind of did, I guess. It now is not default on computers, but it is still available as a free application, so it's not dead in any means. But it'll always live on in my heart, no matter what Microsoft makes as a poor choice. So, save as 94. Yeah, I know they made Paint 3D or whatever, but who needs that? Okay, we'll get a little bit of less water there. So then I'm actually going to kind of erase the whole thing there and just remember where they go, because I need to just make a smaller ripple. So we're gonna just do that. Alright, save that, and I'm just gonna scroll through them inside the file browser just to see that it looks the way I want it to, but we'll get it put into an animation soon. So I'm gonna make a folder. It's way too cluttered with all these fountains. New folder, fountain. Can I get the preview up on the side? Preview pane, yeah. I like it. Alright, so next step, as I kind of alluded to previously, is that we're going to take it over to paint.net. I can see that there's a bunch of cows, so let's take a cow break. Yeah, let's take a cow break. Ooh, that clean one hit is pretty nice. Still hitting 8s every once in a while, but it's because I don't have any luck. It's gonna get harder and harder to hit 8s. There we go. That looks like a massacre. So if we go ahead, I'm just trying to click the file button. We're gonna open up everything in this folder. Open. I'm going to switch to the mouse because it's a lot easier to keep control with the mouse. My back's starting to hurt. How long have I been streaming? I've almost been streaming for an hour just to make one fountain. I amaze myself. Okay, so this is pretty easy. It's just delete, Control S, okay, exit out, Shift, delete, Control S, okay, exit out. S, okay, exit out. We're almost to the coding part, yay! Keep accidentally hitting Control instead of Shift. The nice thing about Shift is that it selects everything that is that pixel color with no tolerance problems. So actually the tolerance is decided by that bar up at the top. And I dragged it down to 0 because I don't want it to select anything other than the background. And the background is one solid white color, so we don't have a problem with that. There we go. And the last one, delete, Control S, okay, exit. Okay, so now if I look at this, I'm just going to throw the paint window back up there so you got something pretty on the screen. So that is the last frame of the fountain. There's a bunch of cows back, but you know, we'll let them live for a bit longer. But, ooh, that's something I could randomly do in the background. Let's throw the fishing rod into the lake over here so we can catch a bass. That's not very far. It's a lot easier to cast into it vertically. And I still didn't do it, I don't think. Yeah, I just gotta make a long cast. There we go. Right, that should be in it. Okay, so I'm gonna come down here and we'll just sit there and let me know if there's a fish on. But we're gonna go to the code finally. So I need to go to the area where the fountain is. So we're gonna Control H, fishing, find. I should have gone up. That would have made things easier. Yeah. Okay, we're in the right place. So this is inside the hotel. It's the concierge. There's the hotel. This is the wizard hut, and this is kind of in the right area. But I think I have buildings sectioned off from the rest of the environment. So I want to get to where the rest of the environment is. I believe this is what we're talking about. So this is all the stuff for that section of the yeah, okay. So there's nothing else outside other than water and buildings, but we're gonna deem this. So this is just we're gonna put a little x2 y2 flag on there, and then with some lines, because everybody loves lines. And then, because this is where the buildings are, so I don't want to confuse that with the buildings. But we're gonna add an object, an obstruction. So environment dot 13 dot obst dot append obstruction, or is it just obstruct? There we go. Obstruct environment 13. Where do we want this? It's gonna do some math with it. So it's 102 by 102, basically 100 and 100. If we open up the fishing village, we're gonna go to x2 y2. Okay, so if we go to right here, and let's just say that's the center, that is at 337 485. So we got to subtract 50 from both of those. So if we go to 435 y and 287 x, then we should be good. So that's what we're gonna do. So 287 435. Those are the coordinates. 287 435. And then I didn't put enough parenthesis at the end. Parenthesis for emphasis. So we're gonna grab that. Ooh, we can grab all of that. Let's just grab the whole thing. Control Z, Control B, and then we're gonna make this obstruction 1. The image path is going to be, we're not gonna put the animation on for the first check, just to make sure that it's in the right spot, because I don't want to go through. I mean, it wouldn't change anything if I did the animation first. I just get the validation of knowing it's in the right spot first. So fountain, and then fountain1.png, and that should be good. So if I go start, something crashed. So it couldn't find that. What did I call it? Fountain 1. I spelt it wrong. Figured that would be the problem. Ooh, look at that fountain. Ooh, so nice. It's gonna be real nice because it'll be just one little circular wall around it, as opposed to this behemoth over here that was just a big smorgasbord of walls. So let's put in that animation. So if let's go just grab it from somebody else. That's always easier than having to deal with it. This conversation is with the bar, but we want this one. I don't think I need the condition append, but I could I could make the animation a roaming animation, and then it would be like the cow's animation, but it would be a fountain. That'd be amazing. I'd have to do more animation for that though, or like put it into a bunch of different things because there's more pictures involved with that. You have pictures for each direction you're running in. So maybe I'll make that an Easter egg or something. I don't know if that's gonna be fast enough, but we'll try it out. We want this to be just outside and one. So we got this stationary. Then we're gonna do this. Copy. Paste. And then this needs to be 3. That needs to be gone. That needs to be 1. And I believe we are good to go. So let's see how that goes. I'm missing something again. Range out of index. Oh. Forgot to make it the new one. It's the curse of copy and paste. Look at that fountain going so slow. We're gonna up that speed a lot. So we want that to go 2. That might be really fast. We'll slow it down a little bit. But that does look really cool. Let's go 1.2, something arbitrary. I mean, it looks like a fountain. How does that look on the stream? It's a lot smaller. It looks a little bit better on the stream, to be honest. Yeah, I think I'm going to slow it down just a bit more. So let's go to just 1. I like that. Okay. So. Ooh, I'm king of the fountain. Alright, so now we just got to add the wall in. And I'm going to have some interactions with it. I don't think I'm going to add those at least today on stream. I might add those off stream at some point or just in the next stream. In the next stream, I'm probably going to have to add in the wizard, but I'm debating whether I want to just call this an update because there are a lot of things. Ooh, that's another thing that I could do real quick. I gotta make the icon for when you're in attack mode or if you're in use mode, and I think that should be a pretty quick deal. So I could probably pull that off. But let's put the wall on here. So how we said it was 102 by 102, so it's a 51 radius. We know where the center is, so that's really easy. Yeah, so let's go environment 13. Is this above my head on the stream? It is. Okay. Environment 13 dot ops. Is anyone still watching? Oh yeah, we still got 2 viewers. Nice. Ops 1 dot walls dot append circ wall. Alright. So it goes, um, thing it's talking about X, Y, R, and direction. Direction is definitely going to be 0. Do I have the music on in the background? Oh, I don't have the desktop audio on. Let's crank up the tunes. That's just been playing in my ears for the past, like, 20 minutes. So if that is, we need X, Y, we need 51, 51, 51, 0. Got some quick stuff going. Look at that wall. Can't get in this fountain. I like that the fountain is as big as this house over here, but you know, it's life. Turned the music off for some reason. It always starts over if you turn the music on and off, so you can just keep spamming that. That's great. There's, like I said, there's going to be some interactions with this fountain. For now, I don't need the other big old building that's going to be here. So I can add these to the map. That's something simple I can do. So that's in Paint. So let me get to... This is a really stupid way to do things. I can zoom in, actually. 287, 435. That one, that pixel. That's where we want it. So I'm gonna save this as the map one because, ooh, I hate myself. I gotta put the water back on. Luckily the water, it just has to be all the way to the side. Save. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go grab the fountain. Which one do we want to get? We want to get the first one. So let's open it. So select. We're gonna copy that. Ooh, transparent selection though. Copy that. File, open this guy. We're gonna zoom all the way in. And by all the way in, I mean half the way in. There we go. So then you can see the fountain on there, and I just need to go swoop. So the fountain's in the right place. Then we need to put the water on. So we'll save that. File, open. Where the poop is the water. So we got the water at 514. We're gonna go open it. We're gonna copy that, file, open. And I forgot about that. That's the best thing ever. I can do it with the keys. Alright, so that's in the right place. And then we need to know where the building is. So Wizard Hut 525 420. $525. Come on. There we go. That pixel. So we're gonna save that file. Open. Wizard Hut. Open. Zoom in. Open. 00. Select. Copy. File. Open that. Zoom into the dot. Yeah, okay, that's where we're at. And then we're gonna get that. Bloop. And we're good to go. So we got that. I'm gonna zoom out for visual effect. And then we're gonna resize this to 25%. And that's gonna be our map tile. So we'll save that. And you can see it gets a little blurry, but as you zoom out to 100%, it's not too blurry because it's just kind of equalizing the pixels as it goes across. So what I can do now is if I restart this, so you can see this is the area we're in. You have the wall, and then if you go to the map, there is now the building and the fountain on the map. So that is your points of reference, and that's pretty straightforward. So we got that going, and the last thing I wanted to do was the little mode switch. So switching between attack mode and use mode. So what I want to do is I want to put an icon up here. I think you can see the mouse on here. Up here. We're going to put a little icon up in the corner that'll tell you what mode you're in, and then there'll be a little message under it that says control for you to switch modes. So I'm going to turn the music off for your sake. And I'm also going to turn it off for my sake. So if we go to where we got to draw it. So I'm going to open, we're just going to go grab the icon. What do I want to do? So it's not going to be perfect. I'm wondering how I can pull this off. In icons, I have the symbol for combat, and I have the symbol for use or held item. And then I have a blank item slot box. So that's the blank item slot box. The problem is that this is 50-50, and the other pictures, they're about 100-100. So I think that I can make this work. So I'm going to resize this. We're going to go to pixels. We're going to make the vertical 50. Okay. And then when we zoom in, the problem, see, that's the problem, is that it equalizes to the wrong background. So Control Z. What we're going to do is we're going to get the color of the blank item slot. Don't save. We're going to get this color. I'm going to add the custom colors, but it's, so it is different. Yeah, it's a little bit lighter. So it's this last one. So I'm going to go to combat. We're going to make the background that color. And then we're going to go and resize it to 50. So now it equalizes to that background. And I'm hoping it will fit on there. So what I need to do is I need to select from here to there. Open blank item slot, don't save. Paste. Transparent selection. So that should work. So I think that gets the point across. If I say file, save as, we're gonna do combat icon. Okay, and so there's a little bit of transparency we have to add back in afterwards. Product alert. I don't know what that is on Paint. Hopefully that's not anything important. Okay, so I have to go do the same for the other one, the held. So held is also 100 by 96. I don't know why it's 100 by 96 and not 100 by 100. That would make a lot more sense, but I don't know. I think I just did it for one and then I switched it. So we gotta make the background the right color. Oh my gosh. Control Z. We're gonna do that and that, and then resize pixels 50. Okay. So I can be a little more conservative about where I select on this. Open the blank slot, don't save, zoom in, paste that, transparent. Alright, and if I zoom back out to 100%, those do look like hands, so that's good to know. Yeah, so we got that. We're going to save that as held icon. Okay. I think that is pretty easy to deal with. So we have to go to Paint. We got to open both of those. Ooh, just get out of there. Go to icons, inventory. These two. Gotta zoom way in. Shift, select, delete, Control S. Okay. Exit. Zoom in. Shift. Select. Delete. Control S. Okay. Alright, so now those have their transparencies where they need, and now I have to go add that to the icons. So I have to go remember where the icons are. I think are they always running? No. I think there's in always running. There's banners. There's stats. Banners. No, there's a in print all. So I'm gonna go to print all. Def print all. Find in print all screen icons. That's where we are. So that's where we want to have that. So we have the message board. You got the menu icons, and then we want to also have screen dot split game dot image dot load. Oh, this has got to be a so if user dot, hold on, I gotta take something. User dot, not area check, attack mode. I'm assuming if it equals 0, if it equals 1, we'll put it in mode. That makes sense. So screen dot split pygame dot image dot load. Icons, inventory, and then we're going to go combat icon, and then I'm going to go shift up, copy, I'm missing a parenthesis there, but we'll put one there. So this one needs to be held icon. So let me see how that plays out. Invalid syntax. What am I missing? That's invalid. That'll do it. F5. Destination not found. Let me go see what that's all about. Easteria icons inventory held underscore icon. Why is that not found? Oh. Oh, that's... I'm just stupid. That's the problem. So I just need to put this at... I'm going to put it at 1010. That needs to be in its own set of parentheses. And I believe... Oh no, that needs to be like that. Okay. Okay, so if I hit control, it switches back and forth up in the top left corner there. Does that show up well on the thing? Yeah, it does. So I need to put a little... How do I want to do that? I mean, in the controls, like if I go to controls and I go up to attack, you can see that control is the toggle attack mode, and that space is the stab. But, I don't know if I need to put anything up there to show that. Because I feel like it kind of clutters the screen a bit. But maybe I'll put it up there for this update. Maybe I'll take it out later as people get more apt with the game. So under this, it's gonna be screen dot blit my font dot render control. We'll put it in caps. Um, 1000, and then we need to blit that at where are we gonna put that? That's gonna be right under it. So it's at 10. We'll start it at. We'll see how bad it looks at 10. I don't think it'll look too bad, but I might want to shift it like 1 or 2 pixels. And then it has to be. Those icons are 50/50. It's already down. 10's at 60. We'll give it another 10, so 70. 70 is probably not going to change, but we'll see how it looks. That actually looks pretty good. I might actually shift it up a bit and slightly like a pixel to the left, to be honest. So that's going to be 9. We're going to make this 65. I just want to make sure that like that's what it's associated with. I should really shift it more. 60. What's going on with that? 60 should be right at the bottom of the picture, so I don't know why that's so significant. We're gonna make it 7. Uh, 7 was a little bit too much. We'll go back to 8. There we go. That looks pretty. So now people will look up there and they'll be like, oh, it says control. What does that do? It switches back and forth. Okay. So that's more understanding. I'm trying to make my game more understanding, at least in the early stages. It's gonna get crazy as more and more gets put into the game, but That's actually very difficult to see when you get into. Maybe I can make it like a gray color. I make this like 30, 30, 30. Is that going to be even worse? That may be worse. I don't know. If I go 80, 80, 80. I like it. And I think that's more visible in the dark. Okay. Let's see, does it get weird when it's over there? No, I think I like it better at that color. Um, so that makes it easier to know what mode you're in. So that's pretty much all I wanted to accomplish this stream. I think I did that. I'm probably actually gonna put this out. So see, this makes it easy because now I know that I wasn't in attack mode, but I put it in my hand, so I can easily switch to that. So yeah, I think I'm probably gonna make this a bundled update and then put it up on Itch.io and Game Jolt. But so keep an eye out for that if you want to play this version. And other than that, I'm going to be signing off. So thank you for watching, all two of you. But luckily with Twitch, if you follow me, then you'll be able to know when the next stream goes live. So feel free to click the follow button, or if I know you, then feel free to send me a friend request on Twitch. I'm open to that as well. But as I mentioned, I'm signing off, so I will talk to you later. Goodbye.